Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals? Uh, oh man, I bumped my camera. All right, so look, here's the deal. We've got some. We got some. Hold on, give me just a second here. There, that's better. Still not perfect, but we'll deal with it for now. Um, dude, what did I mess up this camera so bad? Whatever. Okay, good enough for now. So I thought I had it right before I went live, and then I looked at it when it started, and I'm like, oh, that's not where I had it. That's all right. So, how's everybody doing today? Jack, good to see you. So, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm sure most of you have. The mayor of Michigan City, Duane Parry, is coming off of a little bit of controversy already because, so I don't know if you are aware of this, but apparently our police chief, Dion Campbell, has sent a letter. I guess it's been done multiple times throughout the years, sent a letter with utilities, specifically water, asking for residents if they would like to donate to the Michigan City Police Department so that they can, I don't know, do community things, right? I don't know exactly what all was involved in it, but essentially he sent out this little insert that said, we could use your help. Michigan City Police Department would like some extra money to do this and that and the other. Dave, good to see you. And in my opinion, Duane Parry handled it all wrong. He essentially made a statement, which let me see if I can find it for you because the statement is just like, what? It obviously it's in third person. I was hoping to have this ready, but I got behind. Basically, it said they shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have had that happen. Okay, blah 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 blah. That's not it. Anyway, basically, he's like, this shouldn't have happened. It was a light slap on the wrist. The problem was a lot of people are used to this. They expect it. And they were not happy when the mayor came out and said, this is not cool. I don't like this. He should have checked with me, is essentially what it was. So I don't like how the whole thing was done. The city council came together and had a meeting and was basically bashing him. He came, talked, and then it was just this whole big thing. Well, the ministers of Michigan City contacted the mayor's office to ask him to meet with them so they could talk about what happened, so they could essentially figure out how they're going to move forward, because there are a lot of people that are unhappy with the way that the mayor handled this. So I had heard through sources that there was something not good that was about to be released about the mayor, something racial. I was like, oh boy, here we go. Well, I'm going to play the voicemail for you if you have not seen it yet. It is interesting, to say the least. It's not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be, but don't get me wrong, it's still not good. There we go. All right, here we go. I'm gonna start this over. It's not very long. It's less than 2 minutes long, and it really shows you kind of what's going on here.
Hi, Pastor Lane. This is Mayor Perry. It's Friday night. I think it's the 5th, about 5:20 p.m. I got a message that ministers would like a brief meeting to discuss the letter. I'm not available to do that, but I will tell you the letter was not meant as anything more than a statement of my position that I'm not going to borrow money from the people who run the government, because the chief, Dion Campbell, was doing a great job. I support him 100%. Had a list of about $75,000 worth of items on the backside of the letter he wrote that he wanted paid for, and 3 great big ones that were about 27,500 were budget items that normally are in the budget. And that's the one that bothered me, because if the police department doesn't have enough money to do what they need to do, and they're items that are normally covered in the budget, then I got to do a better job on the budget.
Now, I'm going to pause for just a second. I am going to say this for him. He makes some very good, valid points in this. He says, if our budget is not taking care of the police department the way that it should, then I need to do a better job at making sure that our budget reaches the police department, that they're getting the money that they need. That it's hard to argue with that. He is right in that regard. There does need to be, if the money is not being provided properly, then he needs to know, and he needs to have the opportunity to address that. But moving on.
So that this doesn't happen. So that's basically the gist of it. But if you want to call and have a conversation with you and me, yeah, that's just fine. Other than that, you got this number now, 219-873-4260. If you would, convey our conversation or my message, to the other ministers, and I'll talk to you one of these days.
Now, the key thing to take away at this point so far is the big problem, like he said, is that he feels that the chief of police went out there and asked the public for money for certain things that should have been part of the regular budget. Again, it's hard to argue with that. However, what he's saying is, I'll meet with you one-on-one and we'll have a conversation. But the ministers had wanted to meet with him as a group. And what he's telling them is, no, we're not going to do that. You can pass my message along if you like, but I'll meet with you individually, but we're not going to get together. Now, here's what it's all about right here. It seems that the mayor forgot that his phone was on, that he had not actually hung up, probably thought he hung up, but did not. And
give me a call or when I bump into you. Thank you and have a good weekend. Bye.
Right here.
They want a fucking audience. And, these black guys, they all want a fucking audience all the time.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. That's the whole problem, is right here in the last few seconds.
A fucking audience.
Here we go.
They want a fucking audience. And, these black guys, they all want a fucking audience all the time.
Now, not cool, dude. Had he just said these ministers, these preachers, people just want an audience is one thing. But obviously that's not what he said. And my question to you is that enough to demand a resignation? Because we've seen politicians, we've seen leaders say far worse than that, especially on the left, and nothing ever happens to them. Nobody ever does anything. Is that enough to demand a resignation? Tell me your thoughts. What do you think? Is it bad? Sure, it's bad. It's not something that should have been said. It's not something that should have happened. What's the takeaway? Make sure your phone is hung up. If you're going to talk crap about somebody, make sure that you're not still on their voicemail. Double check your phone. Make sure that it's turned off if you're going to run your mouth. The whole thing, though, I'm going to say this. The whole thing with the mayor and the police chief, Mayor Parry fully supports Chief Campbell. He has said that multiple times. But if you go back and you read the press release that was released for this situation, it was written by somebody else, and Liz actually looked into it. She told me that the mayor didn't even read this before it was released. If you're not going to even read the press releases that are written allegedly by you, or at least your office, that I definitively have a problem with. There's something else that I want to show you guys. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm sure you've seen by now that Pepe LePew will not be appearing in the new Space Jam movie. There's a couple of things that I want to touch on. That's really bright. First of all, let's put that back up because it's darker. I don't know if did you guys watch Pepe Le Pew when you were kids? I did. And I distinctly remember there were a few scenes where Pepe actually identifies as a cat. So if you cancel Pepe Le Pew, are you anti-trans? Like, are you transphobic? Because I distinctly remember him running around chasing the cat, which the cat's name is Penelope. I actually looked it up. She didn't have a name. It's actually kind of an interesting article. It is a little bright, but we're going to bring this up. Penelope Pussycat is the name. And she is the one that is constantly cast opposite Pepe. It's actually a very back and forth kind of relationship. They like to say that that Pepe's part of rape culture and it perpetuates this, and it's New York Times. What do you expect? But if you actually read this and go into it, Penelope actually chases Pepe around a number of times as well. And it's a back and forth, and the merchandising and all of that makes it look like it's a reciprocated type of deal. And there are a few shorts that they've done. Let's see. But when the occasion has presented itself, Penelope has been portrayed as the pursuer. For sentimental reasons, Little Bo Pepe and Really Scent have all shown Penelope to harbor an attraction to Pepe whenever his scent is neutralized, though in each cited instance, extenuating circumstances have caused Pepe to become repulsed by her. Pepe Le Pew, inciting Penelope to reverse the roles. Ultimately, I myself am sick to death of everything offending someone. At this point, grow up, deal with it. I am far more concerned about parents teaching their children how they should act rather than becoming offended by cartoons. These are not real people. These aren't even real animals. These are cartoons. Grow up, put your big boy panties on, and worry about your kids, worry about your family, worry about teaching your children how to deal with the world as an adult. Worry about teaching people how to treat people equitably and fairly. That's what we need to be concerned about, not stupid crap like this. Jack did say, going back here, that LaPorte County does the mail outs for K-9, etc., where they ask for additional money. It's nothing new. And apparently that's what everyone was so riled up about with the Mayor Perry situation is that he publicly said something about this practice and how Chief Campbell shouldn't have done it without his approval and all of that. It gets kind of deep. I will say this. There are already people who are ready to jump into being mayor. They have said, well, he needs to resign, and we just need to caucus this person or this person or this person in so that they can take over. It's very interesting to me to watch the blood in the water, and this is one reason why a lot of people don't even bother with politics. It's a lot of the reason why regular, everyday Americans are repulsed by it. Because if you make one little mistake, the backstabbers come out. The people who are jealous, the people who want to take over for you, they come out. It's mind-blowing how quickly people will turn on you in the political world. It is mind-blowing how absolutely without shame some of these people are. They're actively saying, resign and I'll take over. They're supposed to be people that support the administration and help them. And it's sad. It really is. Again, this is something that never should have happened. It was a mistake. Absolutely. Is that where we are, though? Are we actively looking to topple a mayor because he accidentally didn't hang up the phone and said something dumb? It is what it is. I guess they had a march on Michigan City Courthouse today to request or demand his resignation. I'd be far more concerned about the fact that he's unwilling to meet with the pastors in a group basis than something that he said on a voicemail. I obviously I'm a different person. I would govern a different way, but there are opportunities that I believe are missed here, and I think that overall this could have easily been avoided. It's so just ridiculous. I will say this. I do want to show you. Let me get to it here. Hold on. I want to show you a post because it's really, really funny. Let's see here. Hold on. I got to get to it because it really does. Here it is. All right. Let me get to. I had told him. I said, meanwhile, in Michigan City, and I had shared the story. Come on. Where is it? Oh, come on. Where'd it go? Anyway, hopefully I can find it because it is pretty funny. And it really does sum it up quite well. Oh man, where'd it go? It's funny how yeah, here it is. All right, so this here we go. Boom. Share this up here with you. Mayor says black guys want an audience. Black pastor calls paper to get an audience. That's the story, or did I miss something? I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Unfortunately, it certainly does lend itself to that kind of a comment, doesn't it? It's a little silly, but so, oh my God, this ether cable, right? The way that my basement is designed, the cord, the coax cord that was for the cable for the modem went in a certain place, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, just over to the right should be where I want to go for the ether cable because I can just put it right up there, boop, plug it right into the modem, no problem. Oh my God, it was this like. I had to take a break. I had to put things down and walk away for a couple of days because that's how upset I got. Because it seemed like every time we turned around, the drill bit was because the way that it's set up, there's a little room there, and then there's a gap between the top of the room and then the floor. So you have to have this real long drill bit that I didn't have, and we tried it a couple of different times. And we ran it, and we got it all nice and up there, and we're like, wait, it's in the wrong spot. It was just a nightmare. So it's done. Hopefully, since it's hardwired now, we should have much less of a problem with Wi-Fi giving me an issue with terrible lag. That should be non-existent now. As you can see also since the last video, I put the bookshelf in the background there, which I'm still working on it to get everything set up the way I want it. Moved the flag because the way it was, the flag was hanging down and it was behind the bookshelf. It didn't look that good in my opinion, so I changed it and put it like that. Took the poster down between the flag and the thing here. Trying to decide what I'm going to put up there. I'm probably going to put maybe some shelves or something. I don't know. That's about it. What do you guys think about Mayor Parry? Do you think that he should resign? Do you think he should at least say something? That's the other thing. He hasn't released any statements. He hasn't said anything. I think he needs a better press release person at the very, very least. Look up look up his statement on the yeah, dang. I was hoping that it would take me to his press releases, but apparently not. Um, anyway, let me know what you think about this situation. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it was. I think there are far bigger errors in judgment than this. I think there are far bigger things that missed opportunities and stuff like that that could have uh, long-term repercussions versus this. I will say that he has probably alienated a good part of the voter base in Michigan City, so his chances of reelection are slimmer by the day. He has a lot to do to make up for this. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible. But again, it's always interesting to me how quickly people will turn on you in the political world. They will act like you're friends. They will act like they're on board with you. I don't. That's the thing. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to pretend to be anything. I am who I am. I'm going to tell you who I am. There's going to be people that I agree with. There's going to be people that I disagree with, and that's just the way it is. That's life. Unfortunately, especially in the political world, there are many people playing many games, and they will not tell you their goal. They will pretend. They will show you one side while they're actually something else, and that's where we're at. And that's why we have such a hard time filling seats and getting people to run for office, especially offices that matter, local offices, because you have so many people that will pretend to like you or say something to your face and then turn around and say the opposite behind your back. It's mind blowing to me how absolutely ridiculous it gets. I've witnessed this firsthand, and that's the thing again about me. Ultimately, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to lay it out for you. And if you don't want to believe it or you don't like it, tragic. So that's it for tonight. Obviously, it's been a big news day, but there's so much more coming up. I'm trying to get stuff lined up for you. Hopefully, we'll have some good interviews soon. I'll talk to you all soon. God bless you. God bless Indiana, and God bless the United States of America.